Live podcast.
And we are the Loxecutioners. We eat lightning and talking thunder and power bombing you right in the ear holes today.
Welcome to the Eat, Slay, Live podcast.
And we are the Loxecutioners. We'll be eating lightning and talking thunder and power bombing you right in the ear holes today.
Welcome to the Eat, Slay.
Well, I would say welcome to the Eat, Slay, Live Daily Grow, but that theme song that just played like 9 times in a row pretty much told you where you're at. Anyway, welcome to the Eat, Slay, Live Daily Grow video cast with myself, Todd Lox, the People's Champ. Like to thank our sponsor this morning, CSG Tax Services. It is that time of year that we all dread, the dreaded tax season. But you know what? Get a hold of Shay at CSG Tax Services, and he can make things a lot easier. You can have a friend in the tax business. I was talking to Shay yesterday, and he said he's never played Dungeons and Dragons, which I don't know. I find it hard to believe. Today is, day number 4. I'm thanking everyone every day of someone who bought a shirt for the Kindly Savage circuit. 115 people bought shirts. Thank you very freaking much. We sold like 144, 147 of them. And every day I'm going to thank somebody. And this is my number 4 on the list. It's Cami Montag. I'm probably saying her name wrong. Cami, she also bought a t-shirt, but she also participated. Here is her and her special powers participant, Teresa. This was Teresa's first time. You can see him doing sled pushes. This is Cam and Teresa, the picture after the circuit. And this right here, if you can see this, this is Cora. This is Cam's daughter. And she's sitting on the sled while Superpowers participant Jeff D is pulling the sled. Now, like I said yesterday, we want to try to get young people involved in our Kindly Savage circuit, just to kind of grow the thing and show them what it's like to give back and just bring some awareness to the people that come and do this. So Cora, she doesn't partner up, but she was out there kind of running around with her mom and helping her. Cam does our women's weightlifting group, and she's one of the strongest women I know. Monday, she bench pressed 150 pounds 7 times. That's pretty freaking good. She trap bar maxed on deadlift last year, I think at 350 pounds. So yeah, Cam right there, here's our participant. I have to start a little early today. I have a meeting. We have a little group, me and Corey Stassi, Dr. Corey, Justin Brown, Don Brown, and AJ Erzin. We just kind of laughingly call it the CEO circle. Not that any of us thinks that we're CEOs, but it's the challenging each other circle. And we get together and we meet once a month and just kind of talk things over. Everybody in the group owns a business, and we kind of talk about problems we're having or just wins that we got, just kind of discuss things. Welcome to the show, Anthony Silkwood, who's watching, baseball coach Anthony Silkwood, former Marine Anthony Silkwood. Anyway, today I want to talk about, so I woke up this morning and doing my little daily morning routine, and I checked my messages, and I got a message from an old friend. It's a guy I graduated with, went to high school with, played football with, Tony freaking Vogel. Now, the beginning of his message to me says, well, out of nowhere. That's what he said. Like his message was being out of nowhere. And he couldn't be more right. The last message him and I had between each other was 2019. So what is that? 5 years ago. And so Tony just reached, I didn't get clearance from him to read his message to me. And I'm not bragging. It's just a reminder of us all to do that. He said, well, out of nowhere, not sure, man, but felt the need to reach out and tell you how proud I am of you to lead lots of O's, so many people in a positive way, Todd. We aren't getting any younger. I'd hate myself not to be able to tell you that. I don't always like your stuff, but I do see it come in my feed and love every minute of what you're doing and have done. Now, don't let it go to your head, jackass. Love you, brother. God bless. And I wish you always the best. Like I said, Tony and I hadn't talked in Facebook Messenger in 5 years. We were good friends in high school. He eventually moved his family to Florida, and now he's down in Atlanta. And he was talking about me, but I'm just as proud of Tony, man. He got the hell out of Illinois. He has his own podcast and his own brand. He has a brand called Zero Duck 30, like Zero Dark 30, but Zero Duck 30. And him and his son, who Tony's never told me this, but just by watching things, seems like his best freaking friend, Tristan. And they have a podcast together called One Hell of a Life, and it's an outdoor podcast. Tony and Tristan, they love to hunt, they love to fish, and that's what their podcast is on. They talk about hunting and fishing and just doing outdoor things. So it's awesome to see him do that. And I was listening to one of their podcasts last week, and I was just thinking about that, like how envious I am of him that he had the courage to just get up and move to a warmer climate, and then how awesome it is and envious of him that like him and his son, his best friend, have a podcast. Now, what I didn't do that Tony did, touch the mic, drink. What I didn't do that Tony did, Tony reached out to me. I guess you probably saw something of mine on social media or something, and just reached out and sent me an amazing positive message. When I looked at Tony's stuff, I didn't send him a message. I wish I would have. And it was a great freaking reminder today to do more things like that. Like Tony says in his message, he goes, we're not getting any younger. Now, Tony, 41, you and I are 41. That's not that old, okay? So, but, I've said on here many times, like tomorrow is not guaranteed. Your life is slowly ticking away. And, if something happened to someone who you love or someone who you used to be good friends with, you haven't connected with in a long time, you'd feel really bad. So it's one of my things. It's kind of on my weekly, it's in my weekly win the week journal thing to reach out to kind of random people like that. But sometimes I slack, and that was an amazing reminder that we need to do that or we regret it someday. Tony, thank you very much for reaching out. Dude, like I said, I'm envious of you and all the awesome things you're doing down there in Atlanta right now. So if you get a chance, check out their brand on social media, Zero Dark 30, and their podcast, One Hell of a Life, because it seems like Tony's living one hell of a life doing what he loves down there in Atlanta. Anyway, thank you for listening. Sorry we had to start a little early. Thanks for listening, and thanks for going with us. Slay on.